Hello everyone, Kudus here, co-founder of Inframail. If you don't know who I am, I help agencies, recruiters, and SDRs build email infrastructure so they don't land in spam. And these is 7 critical cold email deliverability guidelines to follow in 2024 and beyond. I think these, change all the time. So in 2025, there's going to be different rules, different things, but fundamentally, this is what you want to stick to. So I'm going to jump right into it and show you the 7 critical ones, and the last one is by far the most important that a lot of people don't do, like literally 99% of people don't do. If you're, of course, in the advanced cold emailer, you probably do it, but, still, nevertheless, we'll jump right into it. Number one thing, and of course, some of these you've probably heard of, but no links or images in the email. Now, I want to get into this really quickly, that people always don't understand the difference between opt-in email marketing versus cold email. So of course, when you're doing opt-in, like I have an opt-in list for my newsletter, I can send images, I can send links because those people opted in to receive my stuff. When you're sending cold emails, it's a lot different because you want to make sure that you're not spamming people. You want to make sure that you're GDPR compliant. You don't want to flag other email providers and let them know, hey, this person is just mass sending thousands of links. This is also valid for cold email only, okay? For email marketing, these rules can apply. It will improve your deliverability. Of course, you don't have a link, but that's not always going to be the case when you're running an email marketing campaign, right? What you really want to do is something completely different. With this, no links or images in the email. It's something that you never want to do in a cold email. You don't want to mass send links because from a provider's point of view, a lot of people that are spamming people are going to be sending a bunch of links to click on so they can, give them a virus or malicious things, or they have so many different ways that they can get through to your computer. So obviously clicking a link is one of them. So you don't want any links or images in the email. That's bad. Will tank your deliverability. Number 2 is no spam words. So I want to show you what I use to actually, check if I have spam words or not. And that's Mail Meteor. Okay. And as you can see before the email that I put in, there's certain trigger words that you have in cold email that can land you in the spam folder. So if you say things like money or cost or make money or, these little kind of gimmicky words, then you're going to end up, dealing with landing in the spam folder, right? So going into this, of course, you can see right here the email that I just sent, or the email that I put in here that I pasted into Mail Meteor has a poor score. Okay, so you can see right here the per day, the cost, it doesn't cost anything. We make money through affiliates, is things that email service providers don't like. So what I did is I just changed it up. So instead of, putting thousands of them per day, I just put thousands of them using an automated cold email setup. And then over here, instead of saying it doesn't cost anything, we make money, I just put we don't charge anything up front, we are compensated through affiliates. So as you can see right here, it went from poor to great. And this is something you always want to do before you send your copy out. You're going to get at least a couple spam words in there, and if you change them around, it's just going to make a night and day difference, okay? Number 3, verifying your lead list using, email verification software is also a very, very important aspect of cold emailing. You want to verify your lead list. You want to use Listment. You want to use Email List Verify, Unbound, Zero Bounds. There's a bunch of them out there. All you're going to do is if you get your list from Apollo or D7 Lead Finder, or really anywhere, you're going to want it to put it through a verifier. And a verifier is going to take all those emails and give you the valid ones, because sometimes people leave jobs and their email becomes, outdated. So you want to make sure that you have an up-to-date email. And as you can see right here, Email List Verify, I've put in a bunch of different leads into here. And you can see right here, it splits it up between valid, invalid, accept all, etc. And all you want to email to is the valid emails. This prevents bounces. And if you have above even a 2% bounce rate, you're going to end up in the spam folder, because they're going to say, well, this person is obviously emailing people that don't know who he is. He's a bad sender. That's kind of the logic that goes behind that. Okay. And going into number 4, you put an opt-out sentence in the PS section. Do not use an unsub link. So there was this huge thing that came out a couple months ago, it was a while ago actually, several months ago, where people were saying you need to include an unsub link, and Google made it mandatory, and people were doing that, but they were noticing that their emails were landing in spam. So what they did instead was they just put a sentence that says, hey, reply now, or reply no if you don't want to receive these emails anymore. And you're still allowing the person to opt out. You just don't have a link in there. You're not mass sending link, which is really, really important. You don't want to be mass sending links. So what I do is I use a PS link in my email. So when I write something, I don't put an unsub link. I just put reply no if you're not interested. It makes it very, very easy for them to read and see, and they just put no, and then boom, I take them out of the list. So it makes me GDPR compliant. I'm following the guidelines that Google suggested, just not in the way that they wanted it. And number 2, I'm not mass sending links, so Google won't put me in spam or these other email service providers, because it's dangerous. If you don't know anything about anyone, and you see some guy in your ecosystem sending 3,000 emails and each of them contains a link, you're gonna be like, oh, that's kind of weird. Like, what could those links be? So obviously that's the same thing that email service providers are linking, are thinking. So you want to make sure that you're good to go on that. Number 5, I highly recommend turning off open tracking. So a lot of people send their emails and they brag about open rates. Oh, I got an 80% open rate, 90% open rate. At the end of the day, none of that stuff matters. It's about how many clients converted at the end of the month after you sent your cold emails. Even if you have a 10% open rate, but you're converting 2 customers every month, that's still phenomenal, okay? Because the conversions is really what matters. Of course, you don't want your open rate to be that low. I'm just kind of making a point there. So instantly, you can actually go, you can actually go to the options section, go to open tracking, disable that, and what that will allow you to do is you won't be able, it will actually disallow you to see your open rates. You can't see, who opened your emails or how many people opened your emails. 50, was it 50% or 60% or 70% open rates? You'll never know. But at the same time, the thing is, with open tracking, it actually adds a pixel in your email. It's sort of like mass sending a link. That's basically what it is. And so it also hurts your deliverability. So, you want to prevent this. You want to have completely HTML emails that have no links whatsoever, no pixels, nothing like that. And you want to make sure that you're landing in the inbox. So turning off open tracking will greatly help with that. I've heard stories of people literally turning off open tracking and increasing their reply rates by 5-7%. Okay, so it's really, really important. Especially if you've been tracking open rates for a while, then it's probable that you don't really need them anymore. You already know how many people generally open up your email and how many responses you get. I guarantee you turning that off simply will get you more responses, okay? Number 6, this is an easy one, but you want to leave warm up on while you're sending cold emails. A lot of people don't do this, and I remember in the beginning, that was my fault. I didn't do this as well. It was something that I just overlooked completely. I just thought you turn warm up on for 2 weeks, and then you turn it off when you're sending emails. But what you actually do is for the 2 weeks, you're ramping up. You're going from example, the day 1 of 10 emails, warm up emails per day to the 14th day, which is, let's say you're at somewhere around 40, 50 emails per day, right? After you ramped up those 2 weeks, you're warming up. So now what you want to do when you send campaigns is you want to make it so you're only sending like 30 warm-up emails and 20 campaign emails, right? 20 cold emails, 30 30 warm-up emails. And what that does is it kind of hides your cold emails from email service providers. They say, oh, this person is sending emails, because the warm-up is, at the end of the day, is this fabricated ecosystem where it's a complete facade. So the email service provider is going to be like, oh, well, this is great. This person is sending emails, people are opening them, this is the warm-up, right? And then now you have some emails in there that you're slipping in there, the cold emails, right? Where you're actually trying to get clients, which Google doesn't like. They still see it mixed in with all of the emails that you send that people are opening. So you want to have, generally, people say half and half, but I recommend more warm-up emails and less cold emails, especially, now. But number 7, I want to jump into that. Forgot my little arrow, but it is by far the most important in my opinion. It is literally the most important one on this whole list, is you need to use spin tags in your email. So what spin tags is, it allows variations of your copy. And what variations of your copy allow you to do is hide, again, from email service providers. So what it does is that it basically creates so many variations of your email, so when it gets sent out and you have this offer, let's say you're selling water, for example, you're just selling water in millions of different ways. You're just changing little words, and it creates so many permutations to the email that the email service provider thinks it's a completely different email. For example, again, if you own the ecosystem and you see this person is sending the same email to 3,000 people every single day, you're going to say, oh, that's kind of weird. That's what the definition of spam is in a way. So what you're doing is you're taking that email, right, and you know that it's basically the same email, and this person is going to create the same content but just have 3,000 different variations of it, more than 3,000, right, millions of different variations. So every single time it goes out, at face value, it looks like a different email every single time. So in the subject line, all that stuff, you can have spin text as well. But in the email itself, as you can see, hi, hello, good morning, greetings, hi, there, etc., Jacob. All of these are going to be variations. So when it sends, it's going to say good morning, Jacob, greetings, Jacob, hi there, Jacob. All of them are going to be different. When you're doing this, it's actually really easy. You can use ChatGPT to do this. I literally did it with a prompt. So all you can do, it's something very simple. Please take this email and add spin tags. Do not change the content of the email, just change the words here and there. I need about 1 million variations. Change the intro, body, and closing. And you can see it gave me this spin tags. And if you want to check how many variations your email actually has, then you can go to spin.me, sp1n.me, and it will give you a bunch of different variations. As you can see, I have like a gazillion variations. I don't even know what this number is. Legitimately, I don't know. 794,542 billion. So it's 1 trillion variations, 1.5 trillion variations in this email. Okay, hopefully I'm doing that right and I'm not being retarded, but yeah, this is something you definitely want to do. These are 7 critical things you need to do to improve your sending. You want to land in the inbox, and of course you're not going to land in the inbox if you break any of these rules. So please follow these rules step by step, and I hope this video helps. Peace out.